Now, this is always concerning news, particularly when it's members of the royal family, and indeed anybody out there, all of our chums, our friends who go through terrible illnesses, and particularly at this time of year, you just feel off sorts, don't you? Particularly if you're over here in the United Kingdom, winter comes thick and fast, and suddenly you pick up all these bugs and germs and all that sort of stuff, and it just floors you, doesn't it? As many people know who watch this channel on a regular basis, I tend to pick up these sort of things. But I always blame, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm travelling a lot on the underground. That's the London Tube, the underground service. And of course buses, and the old etiquette of people coughing into handkerchiefs or that sort of stuff. Oh, it's way out the window now, isn't it? Yes, yeah, I'm glad you're with me. You see, I always think this is where the germs spread, and then you come off, you pick them up, get a bit run down. That's the problem. That's been apparently the problem with our wonderful Queen Camilla. But how ill has she truly recently been? As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. By the way, you can see this beautiful Christmas tree, can't you? This is in Victoria Park in the very heart of London, near Parliament. And it got me thinking, Christmas is a time of year, isn't it, where we all play those board games, the ones where we all fall out, yes? Well, way back in 1935, this particular favourite was created. I thought it'd be older than this, didn't you? And it's one that apparently the British monarchy are not allowed to play, seemingly because they probably own everything on the board. Anyway, we're talking, of course, Monopoly, created by Charles Darrow, as I say, 1935, and became an instant bestseller, with everybody wanting to play championships. And now there's even giant Monopoly exhibitions, aren't there, in certain cities and countries around the world. Incredible to think what he created. Never would have known, would he? Now, let's get back to your royal story of the day. The Queen has been incredibly ill. Now, as we often say here on the show, we get told certain bits and pieces about the health of course, the people at the top in the royal family. If you remember when we knew the Queen was suffering from episodic movement problems and all that sort of stuff, everybody knew it was far more serious than that. But of course, people are respectful. The lady was a certain age, you understand that. With, of course, Queen Camilla, she came back from a bit of a grueling tour, but whether people agree or not, at a lady of a certain age to undertake all of those things, carry on, it's a lot of effort, takes a lot of drive, changes of clothes, makeup, hair, criticism, all that sort of stuff. And then she came back and instantly picked up a terrible bug. She didn't have pneumonia, but she had something very close. And according to that source, and you know who I'm talking about, she's knocked her out. It's just, floored her. There are moments where she feels kind of good, we all have those, don't we? And then there's moments where she thinks, I can barely get out this chair, So, welcome to my world, Mom. But the thing is, on a serious note, as I say, her son was very nice in telling me exactly, the problems that she's had. And he said she's on the mend. Insiders also point out to me, though, that part of the problem has been a constant worry for His Majesty the King. We've all seen the fact that Charles, I'm a big admirer, as you know, has ploughed on. He seemingly is like Teflon, isn't he? Doesn't seem to have suffered too much, literally in the outset at least, of all of his cancer treatment. And I think, as I said to you before, this has really helped him in sort of moving forward. We all do it differently. It's how we view it in our health. You feel like, I'll just carry on and it'll be fine. But apparently this has played a big worry on Camilla, as one can imagine, because she wants him to slow down. But as he's pointed out, they're commitments, they have to be done. Now, the story's going around that will she now be pulling out on bigger platform tours because they're too exhausting and all that sort of stuff. At this stage, nothing has been decided. The only thing that was decided at the state banquet was that she could have frequent breaks if she felt a little bit fatigued. And I'm not surprised, because if you cover those things, they're very much full on. Thankfully, though, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, did undertake some of those duties to take a lot of the pressure off. But even she, let's not forget, has had a bit of a grueling year. Either way, can we all just wish from everybody here on our channel all the very best to Camilla the Queen on a fast and speedy recovery. And as I said, my motto, Mum, a bit of a nip of whiskey at any time of the day. It sort of gets you through, warms you right through and breaks through. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.